Right, welcome to another episode of Podcast with a Client. I am here with in fact, you are my youngest client, Daniel.
Yes.
You are my youngest client. I'm used to dealing with men over 40 or 50, and Dan is my youngest client at 21, mate.
You're right. Nice to be here.
I'm excited to have you on, mate, actually, because this is interesting. Because I remember
looking forward to this for a while, actually.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm pleased.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of a story to tell, actually.
We have, yes.
Because a lot's happened in the last 6 months.
Yes.
For you.
Aye. Yeah.
But I'm curious. Before we get into the big story, that was quite literally life-changing.
Yeah.
How did you feel before you joined TST, my program, mate?
To be honest, life was just like taking it day by day. I'd lost my dad in the May of last year, and to be honest with you, I'd just lost interest in absolutely everything. Like, I just wasn't interested. A day was just like, yeah, there's another one tomorrow. I was just plodding on. Nothing really. I had no anything really. And then about just before I met you, I'd had an epileptic fit because I'm a truck driver, and I had a fit in the back of the truck. So I'd essentially collapsed on the back of the truck and rolled off the back of the truck. And I'd sort of like spoke to a few people. I was like, yeah, there's got to be some give somewhere here. Mm-hmm. So I'd then sort of found you.
Yeah.
Basically.
At that time though, you weren't aware of what happened. You just kind of blacked out.
No, I just blacked out, and I was at the top of the truck. I was then I woke up on the bottom, and everyone was saying you've had some sort of fit. And I was like looking, going, nah, I haven't. I didn't believe a word they were saying.
Yeah.
I did not believe a word they were saying. And I was like, things started to make sense. I was like, yeah, but I was up there. How am I down here? I don't remember ever getting down here, so something's gone wrong. And then I hadn't a clue where I was. I was delivering to a customer, and I had no idea where I was.
Yeah.
So I'd sort of just like things were starting to make sense. Like something must have happened. You know what I mean? So it started to add up. Like, yeah, I've had a blackout here.
When was that?
That was probably like sort of the start to middle of January.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And I must have spoken to you like just after that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you joined me for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You explained kind of what would happen where you were at.
Yeah.
You know, you were looking to get not just physically better, but mentally well as well at the same time.
Yes, aye.
First 6 weeks with me, you lost a stone.
Yeah.
How did that feel? What kind of results did you what was your feeling towards that first 6 weeks?
That was great, to be honest. That was like, that there was fantastic. It was the best I'd felt in, I'd go a year and a half. Nice. Easy, because, you know, I was seeing people I hadn't seen in probably 2 months, and they were going, God, look at Dan's legs. Look, he's lost loads of weight. And like, when you're hearing things like that, there's no better feeling.
Oh,
there really isn't a better feeling.
Absolutely.
So I sort of thrived off that.
Yeah.
Until eventually I didn't, because it just sort of went wrong very quick.
Yeah. So the interesting thing for everybody listening to this was, you'd hit your 6 weeks. We had a discussion. Was like, right, do you want to sign up annually for the year? That's like the next step for TST.
Yeah.
Right, I've loved it. I've lost a stone. I feel amazing. Energy's up. Mental health's good. All this. We're like, right. And then I think it was the second session into that.
It was something like, it wasn't short. It wasn't long.
Yeah. So we had an event. Let's say. So what do you remember about that day?
So I do remember. I remember coming in going, I just haven't had much sleep here. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, it just wasn't happening. I wasn't going to sleep. It just wasn't working. And I got up, and I didn't feel great, to be honest with you. And I just thought, I just haven't had enough sleep. It's as simple as that. I'm just going to go and crack on, do my best, and come back. That's what, that was my mindset going into it. So I was cracking on really well. I thought I was doing the best I possibly could, like I said I was going to do. And then I looked at the clock, and it said 5 to 7. And I thought, right, just another 5 minutes, just dig in, keep going. Next thing I knew, I was on the floor, and it was 7:15.
Aye.
And I was like, it wasn't saying that like 2 minutes ago. Basically, So same scenario. Everyone was around us. I'm looking, going, I don't know. I don't know who yous are, what yous. I haven't had another fit. Don't even gone down that route. And I obviously I had done.
Yeah.
I was in the back of the ambulance after I left here. I mean, I couldn't. They were asking us very simple questions in here, and I honest to God, I don't even think I could answer them properly. I couldn't even remember what they were asking us. If you had to, if you asked us that, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what they'd said. I do remember. I think Martin had mentioned that asked me age, and I said I was 20. And Martin went, you cannot be 20. I was like, you're 21st. So I do remember that happening, but then I remember being in the ambulance, and then like it started to sink in like what was coming. Like I've had another seizure here. Where's this going now?
Aye.
And I really didn't know. And yeah, it was a very scary time. You'd sent us the footage through, and I tell you what, I've never watched anything so much in my entire life. That was like, it was really like the doctors thrived off it. To be honest with you, they loved it because you hear about it all the time, but it's a very rare honour you get it on video.
Yeah. So for those that are listening, because obviously they won't be aware.
Yeah.
I can fill in the blanks here as well.
Yeah.
I was there. So we record every morning session on, because we've got live Zoom going on at the same time as in the room. Yeah,
that's right.
So we had a recording of the footage from the back, and Dan was in view, and it was a sharp look up to the clock, like you say, and then you kind of like, you as if you were scared of something above you, and then you just felt the floor.
Yeah.
And someone, obviously, Chris said, "Look, like something." I turned around, I see you on the floor straight away. I knew something straight away was wrong. So Tracy was like, and I said, "Tracy, come here a second." She rushed over, medical training, former nurse, straight in there. I was immediately on the phone. I was like, "Something's wrong here." Ambulance, trying to bring you around. Then Laura came round. She's got medical training as well, and it was just everything stopped. The world kind of stood still.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it looked like it on the video. It looked like just everybody would just. Didn't know what to do, and actually I never really looked at it from others' perspective. Like, that must have been a shock and horrible thing for others to experience. Never mind myself. And I remember on the night I was speaking to Martin, and Martin's a very laid back guy, and to be honest with you, he was shook up, and I knew when he was shook up it was bad. That's when it hit home to me how very bad that must have felt for everybody in the room at the time.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, everyone's just going about the day, going to the gym, and then you get hit with that you don't expect to see. So it obviously it wasn't nice for everybody in the room.
Yeah. Well, the saving grace was it couldn't have really happened in a better environment because there was so many people to help. There's also people who were medical backgrounds and people who were worried and concerned and wanted to see, you get better very, very quickly. Actually, the ambulance only literally it was down the road. It took about 2 minutes to get here. Which was great.
That is fantastic. And do you know what it is? I couldn't be more grateful. It was so like from the look of the video, it was so well dealt with, and I've got no words, to be honest. I really don't. It's very rare I'm speechless, but it was it was a funny old time.
We're just glad that you're well. So obviously after that, because you weren't on any medication, you didn't have much clarity about why you'd had these blackouts.
No.
So from that day and getting taken the ambulance, what happened after that?
So same sort of procedures that you get in A&E, just your bloods and sort of what else do they do, like x-rays and things like that. Just your general sort of procedure that you get in A&E. And I was in A&E, and you'd sent us the video through while I was in there, and I was like, look at this, like, you need to see this, like. And there was like a few nurses and doctors around watching it, because, like I say, it's a rare honour you get it on video, and they're looking and they're going, right, we need you like in like emergency referral to the neurologist. So that got dealt with pretty quick. I had an appointment, like an initial consultation, sort of like 2 weeks after. Maybe it might have even been a week, to tell you the truth. And she says you need an MRI scan and an EEG. Yeah. She says that'll give a rough idea of if there's anything underlying, so anything that might be causing this to happen.
Yeah.
Says it doesn't. Says that they don't really show for epilepsy. Says that they don't really show that. They're not there for that. But what I am gonna do is stick you on these epilepsy tablets. I had to work my way up, so I was taking 1 a day. No, sorry, 2 a day. One twice a day for a week.
Yep.
2 twice a day for a week, and so on until it hit the like 4 twice a day. You know. So I couldn't come back here, and I'd spoke to you about that, and we're trying to come up with solutions to how we could work around this. And because I didn't particularly want that situation either, and it was just like doctor's orders. We're just gonna have to get fully medicated here until I can come back. I mean, I was thinking about the Zoom. Maybe there was a way, but I would have probably been more vulnerable. Because imagine if that happened in the house and nobody was there, you know. So I was like, I can't even go down that route either. So it was just a case of I need to be fully medicated. So it took 5 weeks-ish, 5 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
At first I was sort of okay with it, because obviously due to me losing my license, because obviously I can't drive at the minute. I'm working part-time and not going into work till 4 o'clock. So getting up, going to the gym gives us something to do. Gives us something to get up for, gives us an aim in the morning. Yeah. I'd lost that. Yeah. I'd completely lost that. I mean, don't get us wrong, there was nothing stopping me getting up and going out for a run. But I didn't have the head to do that at the time, because I just thought, imagine if I have some sort of fit when I'm running.
It's terrifying. You'd be thinking about it all day, every day.
It just isn't nice, because there's nothing to say them meds weren't going to work, you know.
So since then, because obviously you got up to the full dosage of whatever you needed, we had a conversation. You are agreed by the doctors to say you're kind of all right to do life stuff now. You came back, because most people would have been embarrassed, terrified, put off, but you've shown a lot of courage by coming back to training within, quite a short time frame, really, from nearly having that near-death experience. So how's things now compared to what they were then?
Well, I mean, what was interesting, because I'll quickly say, so the three weeks into when getting medicated, I was like, I could feel me mental health coming down a bit, because I wasn't getting up in the morning anymore. I was just sleeping in, and just it wasn't great. So obviously I came back, and honestly I'd be lying if I said I wasn't shitting myself, because I was. It was scary. It was scary, and it did take a great deal of courage, and a lot of people were asking us, are you going back? Because people genuinely thought that would be it. And no, it's not. It wasn't an option. I was coming back. I was always coming back. It was never going to be an option.
When you came back, walked through the door again, what was that like?
Do you know what it is? It was like shaking hands with everyone, and everyone was dead interested. Everyone was really interested in the situation, what was going on. And I was explaining it to people, and people, I could see how concerned people were, and I loved that.
Yeah, people care, man. People
care. And it was really nice to see. And I went in and I thought, you know what it is, I'm just gonna take me time a bit here, get back into it. I didn't I'd still tried my hardest, but it was scary, and I was really, really worried coming back, but I just sort of took it on the chin and went, because quitting wasn't an answer, like a solution to me. It really wasn't, and it wasn't what I was going to do ever.
So most of the lads that I coach, like I said at the start, are 40s, 50s. You're 21. So yeah, young blood, as they say.
Yes, aye.
Young blood, so recent, epilepsy diagnosis.
Yeah.
You'd call that a pretty extreme medical condition. That would obviously shatter a lot of people's confidence, but you've used that as a stepping stone. You've created courage by coming back. What do the other people around you think about what you're doing with us? Like, because obviously a lot of your mates will be your age. Maybe your family will be thinking it's too much. Like after what's happened, like what's everybody else around you kind of
yeah. So there is a lot of worry in the air about it. A lot of people did think like I wouldn't go back, and I sort of dismissed that. That wasn't going to happen. A lot of worry naturally. Everyone was very, very worried. It was a strange sort of time because everyone was going, I would just like sort of pack in, but it's like, yeah, but what do you want us to do? Because I'm sitting in the pub if I'm not there.
Yeah.
And I'm exercising, working hard when I am there. What do you want us to do? Because I felt like I went originally because I needed a life change.
Yes.
I've made a life change and I'm still at square one. Essentially, what do you want from us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was the situation I was in. So I just sort of like everyone was worried, but I just had to crack on, dig deep, and get back to where I was.
Absolutely, it's interesting because you just mentioned there about the life change.
Yeah.
And there's not many people at 21 years old thinking about a life change. It's usually party central. I mean, I was sniffing coke and doing all kinds of 21.
Well,
I was going mental.
Yeah.
But respect and kudos and all the rest, mate, for having this sort of shift in your mindset in terms of thinking, actually, I want to look after my health more, especially given a medical condition as well. It's pretty strong. It makes sense to be as healthy and fit as you can to, navigate things that potentially might happen in your life and, just start early as well, which is a mindset that not many people have. So I'm curious because I'm not just physically, because obviously you've lost weight, you've gained strength, fitness, confidence. Like, what's happened for you in terms of a psychological change and a mental change since you've started? Like, and I don't just mean like weight loss and feeling better in yourself. I mean, how's your mind changed from the lifestyle that you used to live compared to now looking after yourself regularly?
That is a good question. That is a really, really good question. I would probably say, I tell you what, you've got us thinking here the first time today.
Think away, that's good.
I would probably say it's completely changed me way of thinking. Completely changed me way of thinking, because before I just used to sort of like look and go, you know what it is, right? And it got drilled into us by me dad a little bit. I wouldn't speak bad of the bloke. He was a good dad to us. He always was.
Yeah.
But his mindset was, as long as your body's fit to go to work, then it doesn't matter. Everything's alright. Whereas now, I just look and think, and I'm sure it was you who said it, your body's a temple. And you've got to look after it. Because nobody else will. It's as simple as that. So a lot of the things that you say is sort of your philosophy's drilled into us a little bit, because there isn't a lot that you've said which I don't disagree with. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's probably just it's just just little things that just sort of keep us sort of afloat, just mentally. And I feel a lot more mentally healthier having positive sort of thoughts.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, being in a good environment. You're in a positive environment. You're hearing positive things. You're around positive people. It contributes, because most people are the opposite. They're hanging around negative environments, draining environments. And you know what you mentioned about your dad there, like, that's just kind of an old school mentality.
Yeah, it is.
What we forget is when our parents were, in jobs back in the 80s, the 90s, etc., everything was very physical then. It's not now.
No.
We've got a lot more sedentary jobs, so they didn't have an obesity and health epidemic then, because people were very active. So he was actually right in what he was saying. He was fit for work, but work was very manual. manual labour is very few and far between now. So people are sitting down more, gaining more weight, having more physical problems, but the sitting down affects you mentally way more than people realise. Like, you're not getting the right brain chemistry, you're not getting the feel-good chemicals that happens from movement. Even if that is, like, if you work a manual job, it's different. It gives you more purpose. You're moving around. So that's where that comes from. But at the same time, that's now moving into modern life, and people are doing less and less manual at work and still thinking as long as they can go to work, that's fine. But then that's the trap of, I'll just work for a living till I'm dead and then I'll sort it out or whatever, till something bad happens, which is unfortunate. So many lads your age, that in their 20s really want to do something. Like, if you've got, and this is going to, again, take your time with the answer to this, because I think it would be different coming from you given your circumstances and your situation. What would you say? Because there's so many young people, right, struggling with mental health, let alone physical. There's a lot of guys who are overweight, a lot of young lads who are eating too much, drinking too much, smoking too much, whatever it is. But a lot of them are struggling mentally, and a lot of them, I know, will not have an outlet like training or, a support service or a good community. A lot of them are stay-at-home people, gamers maybe, people who just isolate themselves with their phone, compare their lives to others, which we've all done, and get in our own head, thinking we're not ahead and we're behind in life. What would your advice be to a struggling lad around your age who's really wanting to sort of sort his head out, sort his body out, sort his life out? What would you say?
What would I say? It's as simple as this for me. What you got to lose? Have a go. The least you can do is have a go. If it's not for you, try a different approach. But have a go. That's all you can do. It's as simple as that for me. Because and that's all I'd done. Have a go. Because, and I think you mentioned it on a previous podcast, I'm not much of a talker, I'm more of a doer. I'd rather do. I'd rather show that I'm improving rather than just talk about it. It's that's more what I would like prefer to do. You can talk all day long, but talking gets you so far, whereas doing,
action is the only answer. Action is always the only answer. But we're in a, because we get things so quick now. Sometimes there's an idea in people's heads. I feel that if it doesn't happen fast enough, it's either not working or it's shit. People don't realize that it takes time. And it takes effort and it takes consistency. And you took 6 weeks to lose a stone, but in that 6 weeks, you trained 3 times a week solidly. You did three 50-minute sessions basically for 6 weeks and you lost a stone. But in them 50 minutes, you put graft in and effort in. You took action. Action is the only answer. But I think because things don't happen fast enough now, or they require a lot of effort, we're in a society where it's one-click, immediate, Uber Eats, everything's fast, 24-hour delivery. So, subconsciously we feel like life results should come that quick. Click of a button, because we can get like a good feeling by just buying something or having something fast. But obviously, when we take action on our body, it takes time, it takes effort and patience, which is a lot of what especially young people don't have these days. It's difficult. So with action being the only answer, what if somebody is, let's think about this question a second. What if somebody's tried loads before and has failed a lot and thinks that nothing's ever going to work for them? What would you say to them then?
I knew you were going to ask that. I had a feeling you were going to ask that.
So let's say your mate comes to you and like, damn, I've tried the gym and I've tried running and I've tried dieting and nothing's working. Like, I still feel like I'm in my own head and nothing's getting us forward.
I think for me, this is where you need to be honest with you. I'd respect the trying. I've got to respect the trying. You've got to try. You don't get anywhere in life by wishing for things. It's as simple as that. The trying bit I've got to respect, but different approach maybe might be, going to see a PT, working in a group, because group training's a different kettle of fish. I'd never done it before. You've got people there supporting you, backing you. Maybe he's going with a mate, just a different approach. Sometimes I've done it myself and it failed. It didn't work. I signed up to the Pure Gym. And I was going on my own sometimes, and it was just like, It just wasn't working. It's as simple as that. It's easy to say no.
Yep.
Whereas this, it's structure, and if you let it, it's consistent, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you need to sort of get the right balance of, you know, good workout and good consistency, and then you never know, it might change a great deal about yourself.
Well, the thing is with people, what they don't realise is they say they've tried everything, but they haven't tried
Yeah,
everything.
well,
They've
yeah,
done one or two
yeah.
things that they probably didn't try hard enough. And
Yeah,
it didn't
yeah,
work.
yeah.
That's most people, right?
Yeah.
Most people. So, to finish this off, because I know you're aware that I do a lot of motivational speeches. You've heard a lot of them now.
Yeah, I have.
I always like to ask this: is there something that I've said or that you've heard within everybody else in the tribe that has stuck with you, that makes you think, that's the thing that I need to remember, or that's the thing that is really like tattooed on my brain? What's the thing that, like, maybe it's a phrase or a story or what's the thing that's stuck with you the most since you've joined?
Massively, it is movement is medicine. It's as simple as that, and it's so true that, you know. It's so true. Yeah, you will. It's written on your walls.
It is. It's written on my walls. I get a tattoo of it next.
Yeah. It is true that, you know, if you're not moving, your mind goes. It's as simple as that. Absolutely. You know, you've got to keep moving, and you've just got to try your best at everything you go into, and it's as simple as that. Movement's medicine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Simple as that.
Well, Dan, I think your story is amazing, and I think you're an inspiration for many young lads and older lads and everyone in between. To be fair,
thank you very much.
But with the with the situations you've been had to put up with, so I was saying, the obstacles that have been put in your way, you've thrived, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And you earned Tribes another month.
Yes, I did. I got a bit of a shock with that.
Well, I was getting a bit emotional when I was giving you, mate. Seriously, because I was like, you nearly died.
Yeah.
And like that's enough to put anyone off for life. And I'm like, you nearly died. 6 weeks later, 7 weeks later, you're back thriving again.
Yeah.
You're like, nothing's gonna stop us.
Yeah,
That's I got a tattooed on my wrist. Attitude's everything.
Yeah.
You fucking personify attitude, mate. Like, great attitude.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant, mate.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you very much, mate.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Good.
Hey, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, and click the subscribe button and turn notifications on so you are notified of every new video that drops every single week here on the channel. And also, if you would like a free copy of my second book, Supercharged, the modern day guide to creating outstanding levels of energy, motivation, and self-control, then I've got it on audio right now. All you need to do is go to superchargedaudio.com, enter your details, and it's yours to your email inbox for free. Let's go. See you on the next video.